Hey everyone, a great video idea just dawned on me while I was designing this case. As you can see, 6 through 8 have already been, well, they're pretty much complete. Just a little bit of modifications maybe right here. But what we're trying to do is create the illusion that these teeth aren't as long as, you know, as long as these temps. The patient that's in the temps right now is not happy with these, and by no means should this patient be happy. This is just, it's quite ridiculous, but what we're going to do with the design to make these crowns or this bridge appear shorter or not so horse-like, we're going to create this root exposure, or in other words, CEJ, whatever you may want to call it, but we're just creating the tooth, and then everything that would be abnormally long above the tooth, we're just going to make it appear as if it were a root. And after these are milled, there will actually be some dark stain to go up here just to add that much more of the illusion that that's a root and not necessarily the tooth. Started working on number 9 through 11, and as you could see here, number 9, I mean, we've started on the design, but before I dive into anything else, I wanted to make this video to show you how exactly we're going to make this upper portion of the ponic look like a root. So we're going to go over here to, well, first let's make just some minor adjustments to the length of this crown, just to so we're not throwing ourselves off here. Check the width, see how that looks. It could definitely be a little bit wider, but we'll definitely get back to that at a later time. We'll keep this video nice and sweet, short and sweet. So we're going to go to start this off, we're going to go to Form Tool and Remove. And we're kind of just going to mirror what we did over here, going to keep it somewhat smaller. And what I did first to create this was I actually made it a bit larger, increased the strength slightly, and we'll just get the overall kind of area smaller, I guess you could say. Take it back a little bit. And then we can go over to Shape and refine this arch the way that we want it. And then maybe smooth it out just slightly. And we can decrease the strength for smoothing it out because we don't want everything too flat. We want to maintain that depth. Look at it from this angle because something just doesn't seem right. And what we're going to do, take the Shape tool, and you could see right here we could add a little bit. So that's what we're going to do. Add to this contour line just slightly. Look at it from this angle. And we're looking at this contour line right here. Then look at this one from this angle. This one's a lot more smooth and straight down, whereas this one's kind of bumpy and not so straight down. So we're going to bring it out right here to kind of make this slope a little more steep and vertical. Then we're going to smooth things out with the Shape tool. And that just about do it. And you can see the dramatic improvement. And this arch over here on the distal portion of the upper portion of the ponic, it's just rounder, whereas right here it kind of indents. So we're going to look at it from this angle. And you can see right here is kind of where we need to add. And then take this down slightly. Not too much. And then right here you can see there's an indentation. And what we're doing is creating the tooth shape that would usually or typically be emerging from the tissue. So far so good. Bring this root in a little bit. Bring it out right here and maybe in more over here. Up. Now to finish this off, we'll look at this from every angle, and then we'll go back to the form tool, remove, and we're going to keep this somewhat small, increase the strength, and just do like one last little refinement just to sharpen up this this edge. I'm already seeing some stuff I'm not happy with, so we'll go to add actually, and add to this ridge. Okay. Go back to remove. You're just gonna switch back and forth until you get it just how you want it. It's better. Okay. I like that. We're gonna go over to smooth again and just lightly touch it up. You can see it's got a little more contrast than on this side, and that just means that it's a little sharper. Okay. Cool. And then we'll take this back a little bit with the smooth tool. Right there. Things from every angle. And that's really the trick. You just got to look at something from every single angle. And you'll notice some areas where it may be indenting more than it needs to be. Especially over here on this side. Bring that out slightly, out. Bring this in. And in this design, we're not making anything too dramatic. I'm sure this patient wants to get as close to normal as possible. We're not trying to be real artsy-fartsy, at least not in the design. Once we get the bridge in our hands manually, we can make some manual adjustments with the high speed and whatnot. That's nice. And then to finish it off, you could see what I did over here. And actually, we still haven't looked at things from this angle. You could see that this contour line is kind of bulky. And most of the time it is. The software just makes it that way. So look at the distal contour line from this angle and try and, flatten things out and make them as fine as you can, without interfering with minimal thickness or without getting too carried away. But with crowns, you can never, they tend to just be on the bulky side, so you can never really go too fine unless it's, interfering with minimal thickness. Okay. And then to finish this off, what I like to do is I'll go to incisal variation. On this one, we did a combination of a few. So I'm going to go to 3 and take that to about 9. Apply, and then I'm going to go to 5, take that to about 11's cool. Apply, and then 6, take that to about 7. We can go a little more. Say 10, 9. There we go. Apply. And one thing I'll notice right here is I'm looking at this contour line as I have the teeth at this angle. And then let's look at the same contour line from this angle. And you could see this one's a little bit more rounded. So lastly, there. And then right here as well. Bring this in. And there you have it. I'm going to go ahead and do this for the rest of the crowns, and then I'll post some photos of the final design. And then once this gets milled, I'll then post some photos of the final bridge. I'm still getting the models printed and all of that. But this is going to be a full contour zirconia bridge, doing it in an anterior multi-layer zirconia. It's going to look really nice, really cherry. So just stay tuned for updates, and I hope you guys got some out of this. If you like the video, then like it. If you're on YouTube, subscribe to the channel. I'm putting out content fairly often. So anyways, talk to you guys later.